So for the last couple of months on my talks and basically across videos, I've been talking about following the trail, which is really as simple as just observing whatever the next thought, feeling, emotion is telling you to do. In doing that, what you find is you end up on a bit of a trail where you start, in a sense, engaging this consciousness around you. What you'll also find is you'll know exactly when to ignore certain thoughts, feelings, or emotions, or take the lesson. So, for example, if a thought overpowers you, or a feeling or an emotion of some sort overpowers you, what you'll know is to pay attention and obviously try and take out the maximum lesson from there. By doing that, there's a sense of efficiency, because then you start realizing that you're only acting when you need to act. You're only doing what you need to do. It saves a lot of unnecessary aggro. Nowadays we live in a time where people are busy for the sake of being busy and aren't really achieving anything. By following your passion, following your trail, following what you really want to do, what you'll find is that you accomplish a lot in a very, very short space of time. The other thing following on from that, and I was discussing this with a beautiful brother this morning, is that what you'll find is that everything then starts appearing as and how it needs to. So what you'll find is resources that you need, people you need to meet, things like that, start just appearing as and how. You realize that, to echo, the Quran, everything at the appointed hour. So what happens then, it builds in patience. It also builds in and knowing that everything is taken care of. So we start realizing more and more our abundant nature, that just by simply following the trail, and really just knowing that things are going to happen as and how they're going to happen, there's a sense of ease. And in that sense of ease, we see more and more of what we are. So after a while, the thoughts become transient, the feelings become transient, the emotions become transient. We start seeing through them. If they overwhelm us, that's when we need to pay attention. So let's say, well, why has this appeared here? It's really an expanded version of what the Sufis call "this too shall pass." The story of a king who wants something that will keep him on an even keel. So he asked one of his wise men, and no doubt you've heard the story, to obviously bring back something that will keep him on this even keel and allow him to see the transient nature of existence. So he comes back with a ring, with the words "this too shall pass." So by following the trail, after a while, you start seeing that, hold on, everything's going to come as and how it's going to come. You start seeing the elegance of, in a sense, divine timing, this elegance of this consciousness that you're not separate from, because you start realizing that you're engaging it more and more and more. So for those who are feeling that sense of separation from there, just start observing. Do what you feel you want to do, and you'll find that you will get taken down to dead ends. You will find that some thoughts are completely and utterly transient, but you will also find that some thoughts are actually taking you in the right way. The wisdom in it is realizing what to observe, what not to observe. But over time, what you'll find is that this creation, this consciousness, it's not some random thing that's kind of just going on. There's a very real intelligence here. There's a very real aliveness here. So yes, follow the trail, realize that things happen as and how they happen. And then you'll start seeing the reality of it, and also the transient nature of it, and how the two just balance out. So that's that for this particular video. Lots happening. Running up and down the country, doing talks, and no doubt if you're following me on my social media, you know where I'm at and everything. So I'm really enjoying meeting friends now off my social media and having some really beautiful discussions, and that's great. That's what it was all about, really. So I'll leave you for this particular video. Have a good one wherever you are. Be happy, stay lucky, and I shall see you on the next video.